A Dota 2 pro player known as Quinn, a very well-known player and a very good Dota player, has been called out on Reddit and alleged by this Redditor, who apparently also is a streamer and player of the game, of saying some pretty nasty things by the end of one of these games. Now, according to this same Reddit page, he also has the full VOD in case to actually use as evidence, but according to him, he did not really say anything throughout this entire game, but by the end of the game, Quinn had some choice words to say to him about his playstyle, maybe his choices made throughout the game, and maybe his in-game name as well. He goes after him for trying to be like self-pitying or trying to want pity, and had this to say to this poor individual.
I'm under attack!
Please never pick Gyrocopter again. If it was not even very good, and you're way too bad at him to play him, just AK farm instead of using your network. It's actually insane how low impact you were with the freest game I've ever seen. You just did nothing the entire game. Nothing. I want to die whenever I play with you, alright? Change your name and profile pic. You're a disgrace to the human race, okay? Your life is not hard. You're playing video games. Literally nothing about your life is difficult. Change your picture. You're not someone to be pitied. Your life is not difficult, alright? You're a pathetic swine, groveling in self-pity. You disgusting freak. Make me want to puke.
And it's just like, wow, listening to this a couple of times. I mean, if you're any professional player from any professional esports organization, you probably can expect your team to step in and go, dude, I mean, it's a game. You're playing Dota 2 and you're this triggered by someone's name in game or the way they played or maybe the person they chose to play in game. Like, you just got to relax. Like, you want to die every time you play with this person. They're a disgrace to the human race, calling them a pathetic swine. It's just like it. I mean, last time we talked about a different pro player, it was actually Cloud9 Eminence as a mid laner for League of Legends. And it just makes me think, are all of these guys behind closed doors just, or some of them I should say, just extremely toxic people? Like, I know I got homies who play all these games that definitely say some things they shouldn't and get really toxic, but it seems like if you're a professional player at the tippity top, are some of them just like the most toxic people on earth? I can't imagine ever getting this triggered about a game. And also as a professional player, I mean, expecting yourself not to get recorded and not to get called out or screenshotted, I mean, it looks pretty bad. Yeah. I will say, only in the slightest defense of Quinn, the Reddit thread and all that, bringing into the fact that this poor player had his own mother pass away, as he says, just months ago. Quinn didn't know that as he was saying those things. That was obviously typed after the fact. So just a little bit of defense. Regardless, though, as a pro player, when you say these things to a random in a game, it's like, what are we doing here? Like, what's the end goal? And apparently Quinn has a past of potentially being toxic or in these kind of situations. I haven't heard anything near this length, but you can just imagine if there was any other pro player in any other esport, represented organization caught saying these things. Yeah, like, you're going to get called out, dude. Like, you got to take a chill pill and just relax a little bit. It's not that serious. Like, it's kind of these moments where it's like, go outside just for a little bit, take a big old deep breath, and then you can queue up again, It's just terrible. It really should not be said. A few hours later, guys, and I thought I might as well include this in the same video, Quinn has now apologized and responded officially on Twitter around the whole situation, saying, all right, my bad behavior has gone far too long without being addressed, so I will now. The most recent clips of me and many others from the past years are highly unacceptable and pretty gross, especially the most recent one. Most of it comes from my own insecurities and things I dislike about myself that I am too immature to tackle in the heat of a pub, so I push that onto other people, which is neither deserved nor okay. This is something I'll be working on in the future, as it's directly hurting far too many people, including myself and friends close to me, and it needs to stop. This is where the second part of this comes in. Your favorite casters, talent, my org, and other people in the scene who haven't publicly disowned me does not make them evil nor complicit in the stuff I've done and said. Many of these parties have said stuff to me in private to try and get me to change my behavior. Dragging them through the mud is not okay or deserved, as pretty much everyone besides me in the Dota scene is a really great and pleasant person to be around, and also promote a culture that is very healthy and welcoming. This entirety is a me issue and me alone. Hate directed at at me is totally warranted and fair, but please do not slander people in my proximity. And as a last note, please do not defend my abort action. It's not reasonable or cool, nor am I reasonable or cool. A massive apology goes out to everyone I've hurt directly with my words and people I've stressed out or inadvertently hurt by virtue of them being near me. I'll be working on myself in the future and changing things for the better. Sorry again to everyone. I guess after all that, hopefully that he's being serious and hopefully that he will change his ways. Like I said as well, has a history of these kind of toxic moments and being called out for this kind of behavior. It looks like he's finally owning up to it. He has apologized, and hopefully if he actually takes this for the better and does change. And that's all that matters at the end of the day. Till next time, take care of yourselves, drink up, stay hydrated. We'll see you back here sometime soon.